Hey guys, it's Daniel Jacob from Everlasting Confidence, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the power of honest expression. And honest expression really was that one concept, that one big idea that changed everything for me in my dating life. You know, I've always had a relatively easy time walking up and starting conversations with girls that I found attractive, whether that was during the day, in grocery stores, malls, you know, just out on the street, on beaches, even at night, in nightclubs, house parties, different bars. That was never an issue for me. It was what I actually was gonna say to the girl when I started the conversation with her, and really being able to keep her interested and engaged emotionally in that conversation, and being able to lead that interaction towards a date, a phone number, even something like sex, was where my biggest block was. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't really know what to say. And honest expression was what absolutely changed the game for me. So most guys I would put into one of two categories. You either have the guy that is just not very good with girls. He's a little socially awkward. He's a bit anxious, and he's never actually studied things like pickup in modern dating advice. So when he goes up to girls, what he'll do is he'll have very, I would call them like surface level interview mode conversations. So he's gonna talk to a girl, he's gonna say, you know, where are you from? What's your name? How are you doing? You know, what do you do for work? What's your major? You know, if this guy is having a conversation with a girl that's say in college or in grad school, he's gonna have these very, very logical conversations that are fully coming from the head. And girls are gonna be bored to absolute death. They're gonna lose complete interest, and maybe they're gonna be very nice and pleasant and polite to that guy, but they're not gonna be emotionally or sexually engaged at all. And you'll hear things, if you're a guy like this, you're gonna hear things like, you know, I'm really sorry, but I just gotta go talk to my friends. Like, my friends are over there, I gotta go talk to them. Or, I really just gotta use the bathroom. Just give me a minute, I'll be right back. And if you're a guy that is very friendly, if you're the proverbial quote unquote nice guy, those are very, very common responses that you're probably used to with getting from girls. So that's that one type of guy. And that guy does not go anywhere in his dating life. He really struggles. Eventually, he might even give up on talking to girls because he's thinking to himself, well, I'm being myself. I'm being nice. I'm being friendly, but for some reason, girls just don't like me. And then sometimes a guy like this will move into the second category. And this is the guy that, you know, maybe got broken up with, maybe he got dumped, maybe he's just not getting any results. And he's gonna go online and he's gonna look for videos similar to this. And he's gonna go into, you know, the Google search bar or the YouTube search bar and type in things like, how do I get a girl to like me? How do I keep women interested? How do I get her to want to sleep with me? You know, and he's going to be really exploring dating at a deeper level. And he's going to stumble upon what I call generic pickup and dating advice. And he's going to, you know, get different videos, different tips, different strategies on how to keep a girl attracted. So he'll probably learn, maybe at first, how to stand in a certain way, you know, how to sit in a certain way, what vocal tonality to use when he talks to a girl. And he'll apply it, he'll maybe get a little bit of interest, but, you know, pretty early on, the girl's gonna gauge that he's not really being himself. He's not being authentic. And not only is he gonna not get the kind of results that he wants, he might even in some cases completely creep a girl out. And there might be multiple instances where girls just give him absolutely no time of day and just completely reject him. Or maybe he even goes on a couple dates, but a girl just flat out just ghosts him or flakes on him because she realizes that he's not being real with her and he's just, you know, basically putting up a front and wearing a mask. But in some cases, he might just completely weird girls out and eventually get to a point where he himself deep down just feels extremely, extremely inauthentic. And I actually at first was that first kind of guy where I was pretty anxious, pretty insecure about who I was. And I would go up to girls and basically say things like, hey, like, what's your name? I want to get to know you a little bit. you know, where are you from? What do you do for school? Like, what's your major? And I would think that me being nice to them meant that eventually they're gonna wanna sleep with me. And I was completely wrong, because most of these girls would just see me as a friend, if that. Sometimes they would just lose interest and not wanna talk to me. And eventually, the frustration and the confusion just built up inside of me, and I entered into this whole world of pickup and, you know, dating advice and dating strategies for guys that are really struggling. And I found all of these different tips and hacks for how to act more attractive. And I remember this one night in Cancun. This is a amazing story that I tell a lot of my private clients, is how I remember going up to this girl at a bar. This was about 5 or 6 years ago in Cancun, right around New Year's Eve, and I told her, I was like, honestly, I think your outfit is just so ugly. And I just began to tease her and insult her, and within the matter of about 3 to 4 minutes, she looked me in the eyes and told me that no girl will ever want to date you or sleep with you ever. Like, you are who you're being right now. This mask that you're wearing, this almost persona that you're putting out, is so fake, and it is so unattractive, and it's so repulsive that no girl will ever want to be with you ever again. And that really honestly took a massive hit to my self-esteem, because I realized that all of the pickup strategies that I was using not only just felt like complete shit to myself, but they were so evident that I was using all these different strategies to kind of hide my true emotions and my true self from the girls that I was interacting with. And to them, they actually found that I thought on my end that I was being very confident and I was being very charismatic, and that I was basically tricking this girl into believing that I was a sexy, cool guy, this really confident man, but in reality, they could see right through that front. And all of the truth, all of that neediness, all those insecurities were completely shining through. And honestly, I remember just being devastated, you know, after that girl called me out to my face on my bullshit and on all of the different pickup techniques that I was using. And I began to actually listen to my own intuition from that point on, and really begin to explore my own emotions and be a lot more real with girls in my dating life. And obviously, it wasn't just a huge transition. It was kind of like a back and forth, where some days I was a bit more honest, some days I was a bit more authentic, and other days I was obviously putting on a little bit more of that mask, that front, that facade of being cooler and more confident than I actually was. But I remember this one day, I was actually in New York. This was about 4 years ago, at a music festival called Electric Zoo. And I think it's awesome that I'm bringing this up now, because I'm shooting this video right where the Ultra Music Festival is usually held in Miami, Florida. So it's right on the same vibe. I was at Electric Zoo and I saw my dream girl. I saw this gorgeous brunette with big brown eyes, you know, really fit body, just really good feminine energy. And I walked up to her and I told myself before going up to her that I will not use pickup to talk to this girl. I will not bullshit her. I will not fake who I am to get her to like me. And I checked in with my body and I asked myself, like, what am I actually feeling right now? And I felt really nervous. I felt really anxious and insecure. And that's what I actually expressed to her. The first thing that I did was, when I went up to her, is that I completely opened up my heart and I said, hey, I find you very attractive. But honestly, I felt really nervous going up to you and starting this conversation. And I could just see her going from, you know, most girls that are very attractive, they're used to guys hitting on them in this very superficial way, but she could just sense my realness and my authenticity, and her energy just opened up. And guys, 5 minutes later, I was dancing with her, I was making out with her, and she was all over me. And that's when the light bulb clicked, was I realized in that moment that I don't ever have to fake who I am, even if I'm feeling insecure, even if I feel like I'm not good enough, even if I feel sad or angry or anxious, that these emotions that I feel are not the block that's gonna stop me from attracting women. Actually, these emotions are the thing that's most attractive about me. It's the thing that's gonna allow me to connect with the girl in the deepest way possible. And I could use them as a conduit to actually create that emotional and sexual bond with her. So moving forward, I began to experiment and play with this idea of vulnerability and honesty. And honestly, it's completely transformed my dating life. And it's also been a concept that I teach to all of my clients, and it's really a core tenet of my coaching program. And guys, I have taken guys who are super stifled, super in their head, super insecure, and as we go through this process of getting them to really, really accept all of their emotions and be able to express them openly, absolutely everything changes. Women that would run away from them in the past and would just be completely turned off by them are so open and they're so receptive to talking to them and to even dating and sleeping with them. So for those of you guys who want to learn more about how to apply this concept of honest expression to your life, because this is so powerful, once you understand this, you won't ever have to memorize the right thing to say ever again. You'll know exactly how to communicate with women in every single scenario. Whether it's you wanting to move things forward sexually, being able to express that, whether it's a certain fear or anxiety that you're feeling, knowing how to open up about that, or even knowing how to set a boundary when a girl is not treating you the way that you want to be treated. Once you really can internalize this concept of honest expression, everything's going to change for you. So if you want to learn how to do that, schedule a call right below. I'm going to drop a link. You're going to talk to one of the guys on my team or to myself, and we're going to see if you're a good fit for actually working with us and for us to actually change your dating life, and more importantly, help you become a more naturally attractive man.